man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, we back. Goodfella Sports TV in the building. Let's talk some boxing. Gonna talk about Bob Arum had some comments on Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight. Also, Jerrell Hurd has announced he moved up in weight. Trying to think about everything we're gonna talk about. Bob Arum spoke on Pacquiao and Crawford being dead. Gonna make sense. But first, let's talk about Canelo. He had a few things to talk about today. He spoke on negotiating a couple of days before the Rocky Fielding fight with kidnappers that kidnapped his brother. Also talked about Floyd Mayweather not beating him in his prime. But let's talk about it, man. Shout out to Boxing News Playlist. Share the video. And shout out to my Philly boy, man, for sending me that information, man. I got a lot of, he always helping, man. I don't know if he want his name out there, but you know what I'm talking about. Philly and Detroit, same thing, Say people. So basically, he said he negotiated with kidnappers. Let's kind of start off there, then we get to the Floyd stuff. He said a lot. Boop, boop, boop. I thought Mason came out, I guess not. So he said Canelo negotiated with kidnappers before the Rocky Fielding fight. I mean, come on. Is that like Roy Jones and Timothy Bradley running my house and playing basketball games before they pro fights? But Canelo, no, never, because he said, Canelo, for 3 days I negotiated with those a-holes that would let him go. 3 days. In addition, had to fight on Saturday and thousands of interviews and everything, and no one ever knew anything about it. They see me up there and they say, wow, it's very easy, but nothing is easy in life. Everything is difficult. The interviewer asked, did you have to involve the police or no? No, never, because it's even harder in Mexico because maybe they were involved in a situation. Interviewer go, oh, did you feel like that had happened, that the police were involved, or you just wasn't sure? I think so. So he said the police was involved. The interviewer said that's probably makes concerns for the rest of the family, your family being here. Would you want to move them to the States? I would like to, but it's difficult. They have their life in here in Mexico, and I can't do that. Hopefully for Canelo, okay, who cares? So I mean, somebody in the comments said it happened today to my sister-in-law's family. So I mean, yeah, they got their lives in Mexico. So it's hard to convince, especially older people, you know what I'm saying? Especially teenagers that they had a life going on and say, you know what, this is what's best for you. Especially old people, man. Old people stubborn. Teenagers, you can move them like a chess piece. You just pick them up and move. But older people, I've been in this house since 1970. Your granddad built this house with his bare hands. So I understand that with older people. And like he said, you can tell Save, I've been living in this state my country my whole life, so pretty sure his mother and everything, but I bet his brother ready to hit the running man and get out of there. So Canelo also went on and says he feels that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would avoid fighting him if the two fighters were both in their primes at the same time. He'd have nothing to do with me if we both was in our prime, our best. He would have nothing to do with me. Nothing, I'd knock him out, said Canelo to Greg Besper, the Ben Singer, the dude that did the other interview about Mayweather likely avoiding him like the plague. He also went on to say, I caught COVID before the Uterman fight. So basically, I heard that, Uterman might have caught it. Trying to get Mason. He's just so hard to get. Come here, boy. Here. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. The original OG of the channel. Gotta watch his face. So, alright, bye. I got him. Love you too, boy. I ain't know he could jump in my lap. Bye. But yeah, like I said before, man, with catching Uterman, there's rumors that he caught it. And he said I started with no sense of smell or taste. I got tested and I had it. Had to be 15 days isolation because my wife had it too. Said to Canelo about coming down with COVID shortly before fighting Ivan Uterman. And I mean, he said, but I didn't tell anyone because I didn't really feel anything. I had no other symptoms except what I said, no taste, no smell. But I got COVID, and after I got well, I did my test again. I went to San Diego, trained for only 1 month. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, even with that degree of difficulty versus Uterman, it ain't like, Roy Jones running, playing basketball before his fight, or Timothy Bradley running all those miles before a fight. Even though it was like a 6 or 4 rounder, but still not that difficult. But like I said, man, I'm glad that he recovered, because some people don't recover from that, especially with people with already pre-existing diseases or pre-existing symptoms or issues. But him knocking Floyd out, boy, you couldn't knock out Lara after that. People say, well, he got so much better after fighting Floyd. No, the fuck he didn't. The matchmaking got so much better. Anybody, hold on. Anybody, boy, if you don't, this damn stitching cord. Anybody that's going like this, he's gonna have problems with. And a lot of fighters in history have certain problems. Some guys didn't like punching up. Some guys didn't like punching down. Some guys, had problems with people that pressured. And Floyd, he had problems with people that know how to pressure. Canelo reminded me of Keith Thurman. They always loading up on their shots. Ugh, you can telegraph. And Floyd gonna eat that style up every time. And he not like Chavez, where he gonna take your space away. And everybody saying he gonna knock Floyd out before the fight. Remember, Doug Fisher said it. And I'm like, he don't have a style in which he gonna cut the ring off and just destroy Floyd. With Chavez let shots go, he would have a better chance. Duran, they let their shots go. Canelo just looking for 1-2 big shots. Canelo always struggle. He'll knock Floyd out, but he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He'll knock Floyd out, but he want to fight Jamal Charlo. He dug Jamel Charlo. So like I said before, it's a big help in the malarkey. Because any of them dudes, they got that melanated and that can do this, that, and the third. It's just, you're going to have problems with Floyd. You're going to have problems with guys like Madonna, Chavez, Duran, dudes that's going to take his airspace away and pressure him. And every fighter got a weakness. Mike Tyson, his weakness was taller fighters that can just keep the distance on them. I can keep at the end of their shots. You go any fighter throughout history. They had weaknesses. Canelo just couldn't fight that slick style. That's what Floyd fought him. Floyd didn't fight him just because he was young. Floyd fought him because of the style. You load up with every shot, and all Floyd did was touch him the whole night. Remember, they almost stopped that fight. And that's how some of these fighters got to be. Some of them dudes don't understand switching the speeds of the shots. Everybody trying to knock you out 1 or 2 shots. It's with Crawford and Benavidez. When he put his shots together, the uppercut, he got him out of there. Even Earl Spence, 1-2 shots coming at a time. Even he throw combinations, 1-2 big shots at a time. Mikey Garcia, 1-2 shot guy. You talking about guys that put them together, they dangerous and use angles and foot movement. Deontay Wilder, 1-2 shot guy. Really Tyson Fury, 1-2 shot guy. Otto Wallin is one of the best guys in the sport that putting punches together. Pop, pop, pop. But he got to. He don't have the hydrogen in his hand, like Teddy Allen's word. Pop, pop, pop. And Canelo, he just telegraphed every shot he throw. To me, he a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's terrific. That he's a great fighter that want to challenge himself. Something like Floyd. Floyd's a great fighter that didn't want to challenge himself. When you're talking about just his deficiencies, just, dudes that's going to just touch you, they're going to always give him problems. He load up, just like Amir Khan, touch, turn out. Touch, step over. Touch, step over. Amir Khan did it his own way. Floyd just touch. Seeing that shit coming, he's loading up a shot, touch. And that's just the sport, man. And that's a lost art in the sport where guys just touch you up. And then when they find you, they just put the hard shots and miss. It's tough. Touch. And he loading up. He do the same thing to Keith Thurman. He might got Keith Thurman out of there. Keith Thurman load up with the shot and wind up. And Floyd just gonna jab you. He gonna jab you. And a lot of times you see guys that the nigga wind up, they slip or get out of the ring, step back, and they'll make him pay. Floyd, you wind up, Floyd just gonna go. He gonna touch you. It don't have to be a hard shot. But the one thing about Floyd, if he had them power in his left foot at 54, he probably would have went jab or seen Canelo step over, uppercut, hook. If he wanted to, could have got Canelo out of there. But with his hands, Canelo always gonna struggle with a guy that's touch. He gonna struggle with dudes who can move their feet and move. He gonna struggle with that. excuse me. Struggled with Trout, Lara. Really lost to Lara. I thought I had a draw. A lot of people thought I lost. But that's how you beat him. And also, Triple G showed if you back him up, Triple G is going to go past the fence. Triple G going past the fence. What was that movie where they hit the baseball and it went to the dude yard? To forget and the kids had to get it out the yard. There was a dog in there. But yeah, touch. That's what boxing is. A lot of these dudes don't touch and don't put their shots together. And that's why Floyd did them all. Floyd at his best, he put his shots together with Canelo. Easy to beat Canelo when you got the skills, touch. And Triple G showed you can back him up. And once you back him up, touch the body, Triple G went past the fence, he would have got the stoppage. But Triple G, he didn't believe in his chin. People say he hit the best chin. Show me. Some people say the best chin is a chin that don't get hit. Facts. But at the end of the day, at some point, you're going to get hit. And boxing's a proven point. If you stick around long enough, you're going to get hit. Stick around long enough, you're going to lose. If it's sparring, nobody's seeing, or the amateurs, it's just a sport, But, like I said before, it was just Floyd's ability to touch and put shots together. And that's how you beat him. Amir Khan did. He just didn't have the discipline that Floyd had. But, give me a minute. But Arums says Pacquiao Crawford is dead over money. The prospect of Manny Pacquiao Terence Crawford fight is dead. Chairman told boxing team. Arums said there was a deal agreed to for Crawford to finish WBO belt world title against Pacquiao, the all-time great 8 division champion, in June, May 5th. In the main event on the ESPN pay-per-view event in Dubai, the capital of UAE. Arums said the terms had been agreed to, but that the money was supposed to be put up by a Pacific deadline was not. Quote, look what happened to us in Abu Dhabi. He said he had signed a contract and everything that we're supposed to put up the money. Arums said to boxing, well, I've been waiting for 2 weeks and for the money. Nobody put up the money after promising they would. Both Pacquiao and Crawford had agreed and had signed agreements with the groups in Abu Dhabi, subject to the money getting put up by the Abu Dhabi government. With deadlines missed, no money coming through. The fight is off. Arums said, quote, I'm sure I'm disappointed about that. Arums said, why do you think I'm pessimistic? What's happening is they overseas investors make these deals and look good and so forth. And then somebody says, hey, the COVID pandemic was coming because of the coronavirus pandemic. Everybody's counting on the money from outside the United States. Arums declined to say the dollar figure the investor had agreed upon and the deal brokered by the former Pacquiao advisor Michael Collins. But Arums acknowledged that Pacquiao, that's my spot. He acknowledged that because of the coronavirus pandemic, it would be virtually impossible to have large crowds in the UAE before the summer. Arums is dealing with similar issues with the Saudi Arabian investors from who supposed to put up $150 million site fee for July and early August, undisputed heavyweight world champion fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. However, Arums claims Joshua promoter Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, who spearheaded the site deal, promised a binding agreement about 2 weeks ago and has yet to produce one since going radio silent. Arums said that with the Pacquiao fight with Crawford falling through, which was always viewed as a long shot to happen, he's planning another fight for Crawford. Quote, we have a fight. Crawford will be in the ring by September. Arums said, we have a certain name, but not going to reveal it until I get it done. Arums will go outside the top rank. Arums will go outside the top rank stable to find a Crawford opponent, which he has not. It's not a top ranked boxer. Arums said the 33-year-old Terence Crawford, 37-0, 28 knockouts of Omaha, Nebraska, has won world titles in 3 weight classes and has made 4 welterweight defenses. Most recently, the 4th round knockout of titleist Kell Brook. Crawford promotion agreement with top ranks reportedly up in October. Arums has struggled to find opponents for Crawford to face. Most of the best welterweights are with Premier Boxing Champion, including unified titleist Errol Spence. That's the fight that looms the biggest in boxing. Okay, long story short, Errol Spence is not Errol Spence, but fight is off. We knew it. He said they both signed an agreement with the money. The money didn't come. Same thing that's going on with AJ. Okay, it is what it is. But like I said before, I think it's a really good. It was going to be a solid fight. I think it would have been a little bit tougher, but Crawford would have got the win. But, you know, Errol Spence said no, too. Errol Spence said no. He passed up on it, too. And I ain't knocking him. Shit, fuck it. Pacquiao want to get the lion's share, and they champions. And somebody finally said to Pacquiao, I am done. I'm not letting you dictate this no more. That's the way it should be. Okay, but like I said before, you know, we'll see what happened with Joshua. I think it was some other some stuff said about that. So let's get that out of the way. Then we end off with Jerrell Hurd moving up to the middleweight, moving on up to the east side. I'm trying to find this joint. Oh, I'm trying to think about it. Oh yeah. Moving up to the east side, we finally got a piece of the pie. Dun. Full story, Arum bring back as Bob Arum gives worrying updated Joshua. Bob Arum, if had to bet whether Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight would happen or not, I'd say no. As far as I can see, this whole thing with Eddie and Saudi Arabia is just a mirage. Eddie's out of time. Eddie hasn't talked to us for 2 weeks. He talked to the media though. Bob Arum was not declared he believes the Saudi deal for Joshua Fury is a mirage. So that was in Ring TV, and it is what it is. You can't even make a fight between two guys that's willing to fight each other because of the pandemic. We all knew that because of the pandemic. We knew it because of the pandemic. We knew it was going to be hard for people to come and witness these fights and put the money. I remember someone was telling me before boxing came back, you know, oh, they're going to put on the best fight. I said, how? These dudes wouldn't fight for good money, you know, great money. They wouldn't fight with each other for great money. They're going to fight each other for a discount. Hell no. You know, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I knew it. These guys have been spoiled because of the barometer that Floyd and Arum put out there. And everybody want to be Floyd. I want to be like, they can't even get a Gatorade. I want to be like Mike commercial. And that just is what it is, man. And, you know, it is what it is. Make you turn to UFC. UFC make fights. In certain situations, dictatorships is good. It's just one of those things where dictatorships are the best. They are the best in combat sports because when you make a poor man's sport rich, look at all these rich, you know, dudes in the poor man's sports. They don't even look right. You know, we talking about they turning down, you know, 10 men guaranteed to fight each other because they want to marinate because of Pacquiao and Floyd. Somebody was arguing earlier. But Floyd didn't mess up the sport. You crazy? He did. When they marinated Pacquiao fight, that was his greatest contribution to the sport and his worst contribution at the same time, marinating fights. You know, that just was what it was. But let's finish off with my boy Jerrell Hurd out there, the DMV. What's up, Bird, baby? Man, Miles, your ass stank. Miles gonna be having some doggy fight farts that is vicious when he sleep. And man, he be coming, they be silent. You don't even hear him. And he like, whoa. Man, I forgot. I've been getting more table food, get his weight up. But he ain't fought since, shit. This mofo ain't fought in almost 2 years. He ain't almost fought in a year and a half. That's wild. In that pathetic performance versus Francisco Santana. You know, that just proved that Al Haymon don't have no dates to put Jerrell Hurd on the Floyd undercard. Just prove they need Floyd. You know, but he said on Instagram it's time for a return. June 6th in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. The Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul card. I'll be facing decorated amateur Luis Arias. And at the end of the day, when I heard Arias, I should have knew he was moving up. So, I mean, shout out to Jerrell Hurd. Hopefully, get more active. But Floyd fighting once or twice a year, you know, got these fighters inactive. I could just tell you how many ways people try to copy Floyd and fucked up the sport. But it says middleweight or junior middleweight. He said middleweight, so he's moving up. Shout out to him. I mean, I think he's gonna benefit from moving up. But also, man, it's a little bit more patient there. It's just high speed at 54. If you're gonna get out the, if you're gonna get out the way, you're gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? But with him, he trying to stick and move, and sometimes it's ain't in the fighter DNA to stick and move. And I think Coach K's finding out if it is or isn't in Jerrell Hurd. We're talking about sticking and moving. Really, Jerrell Hurd just sometimes you got a fighter that do that. Sometimes you just gotta enhance what they do well. You know, show her how to roll shots. You know, he got the height and he got the physicality for sure. But Paul Williams had the height and the physicality, but his coach didn't say, you know what, Paul, let's get you sticking and moving and moving. He got 78-inch reach. Let's get you sticking and moving, you know, behind the jab. You know, nah. You know, eventually he got knocked out, but they did what he does best. And eventually people gonna get knocked out. He got a longer reach than Andy Ruiz. You know, so I mean, I'm not putting a doubt on him, but hopefully he's really maturing, because to go from sticking and moving and being a brawler, that's tough. So I mean, from brawlers to being, so he gonna really have to get out there and really sometimes you gotta show him how to be in the inside, how to roll shots. Chavez fought fucking 100 sometimes damn near. Jake LaMotta fought a lot. He's still alive. Jake LaMotta like what, 90 something years old? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, he died. Shit, I thought he was still alive. He died in they were showing pictures. He died in September, but shit, he born in 1922. Sometimes you gotta teach, get in this high. Sometimes the inside is a safe place. Show them how to roll shots, eat shots, but hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about Jerrell Hurd and all the video we talked about. Don't forget we on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all my links there. You want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's the description, PayPal link there in the description. But if you want to advertise your business on the channel, video requests, hit me up on Twitter, so fast way, Facebook, and Instagram. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.
Hey, Steven, man, you really believe that stuff at all, man? Come on, you really believe that stuff you be saying? Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.